We're the Dorkeries.
We're the Dorkeries.
How are you today, Lady Dorkery?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good. You've been busy.
I've tried to
Yeah.
be busy.
Yeah.
I feel like I never stop.
Yeah. So I gave you a project a couple of weeks ago. And we're a couple of weeks out from issues number 2. So this is not necessarily a review. This is not necessarily like a new comic book day. It's just like, did she complete the task? Number 1. Because you know what? If you give the lady a task to do, the lady should either A, do it, or B, not do it, and say, screw you, I'm not doing it.
I'm pretty sure this is a comic review. I'm pretty sure this is, did I like them and will I buy
Oh, yeah,
book
that's right.
2,
That's right. That's right.
of New
I had
Comic
this totally
Day?
different concept in my mind. Maybe I was practicing for something else, but in all seriousness, this is, did you like it?
Did you like it?
Would you buy issue number 2? Unless it's a one-shot. I think one of them's in there is a one-shot. So
Really?
yeah, so again, if you didn't watch our last video, basically I found some comics that I thought Lady Dorkery would get into, because sometimes, we do a lot of CGC unboxings, we do a lot of other stuff besides comics.
But I love to read.
Sometimes we get that question, do you guys even read your comics? Why do you slab your comics? Comics are meant to be read. So by God, I just wanted to, those people out there, by God, I wanted those people to know that Lady Dorkery does read comics. I read them too.
I know you do.
Okay,
so I tried to put these in kind of the order you gave them to me. I don't think I'm exactly right.
Okay.
And I even tried to read them.
So no particular order.
I even tried to read them in exactly the order you gave them to me.
Which was in no particular order.
No, not like a certain order, but like that's how my mind functions.
Okay.
I wanted to read them in the order you handed them to me in the last video, so that my mind could go through that same
emotions?
That same process of, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's how my mind works. So, I believe this is the first one you presented me with.
Okay, yeah.
Lady Baltimore.
Mike Mignola.
Dark Horse.
What do you think Mignola is? You think that's, what is it, Polish? Is it German? Is it
I don't know.
Czech?
I don't want to say and be wrong or judge.
Mignola.
Lady Baltimore, the Witch Queens. So, apparently this is a spin-off.
Okay, yep. Remember I told you, it was original Baltimore. Lord Baltimore. Yep.
And it seems that Lord Baltimore may be dead.
Oh, spoilers.
And that Lady Baltimore, while is his wife.
Okay.
They only married of necessity.
Well, that's some people.
They only married so that he could pass his title. He knew he was dying. He needed to pass his title and his witch hunting abilities.
Of course,
to someone.
You got a will. You got something you own.
Lady Baltimore.
That was this NFT, right? He just threw that out there and said, "Hey, you take this on."
So, what are your questions for me?
First of all, was it like Supernatural at all?
Somewhat.
Because that's what I was really kind of going for.
Somewhat had a supernatural feel to it.
Because you love Supernatural.
I love Supernatural.
I'm almost done with Supernatural. We're big Supernatural fans. We were at Supernatural's last panel where they all cried like babies. It was awesome. We cried a little bit too. But yeah, so that's the first question. You said a little bit like Supernatural. Second, did you catch any Hellboyish, like knowing Mike Mignola's style? Like, do you?
Honestly, when I was reading it, I didn't put any thought into the fact that this was Mike Mignola. If I had, I'm not saying that there's nothing. I'm just saying I never put thought into that.
I gotcha. So, would you read issue number 2?
No.
Oh!
Unfortunately, the fact that it was a little bit like Supernatural is the only thing I enjoyed about it. But listen,
Was it the writing? Was it the art?
No. It was because...
Just didn't catch your attention?
It's because it's a spin-off.
So you needed more background.
So many references to the old...
I understand.
That I really just couldn't really understand. Like, there was nothing catching me, because I feel like this was written for somebody who was a fan of the other comic book.
Okay.
And I don't know anything about the other
So maybe
comic
if you
book.
ran across a trade paperback in the future, and then you read that of Lord Baltimore, and then you understood this a little bit more, then maybe you go on to issue number 2.
Maybe.
Okay.
It just couldn't get my interest.
Fair enough. All right, this is for sale, cover price. Just kidding.
Okay. Berserker.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Keanu Reeves. So we already know this is coming to Netflix. There's a gajillion different variants out there. We went with the Mark Brooks variant. So first of all, again, after you've kind of read it, look at that cover. What do you think? How do you think Mark Brooks did with his art?
I enjoyed the art very much.
Well, our Mark Brooks is just a cover, not the interior.
I enjoyed the cover art. I enjoyed the interior art.
Excellent.
Art I have discovered during this assignment that you've given me is actually very important to whether or not I enjoy a story.
Nice.
Yeah,
so
the art matters to me.
It does.
Yeah.
So obviously, again, Netflix picked this up. I'm thinking Netflix sight unseen. They're like, oh, Keanu Reeves is writing a comic book. We're in.
He's just moneymaker.
We're in.
He's just moneymaker.
Right.
His
so
face is like.
All right. So what did you think of the story? Is this something that caught your attention? Is it something you can? You're already excited to see translated on the big screen just by one issue.
100%.
Oh, nice.
Super excited. I would love to have the second book.
Oh, okay, good. We got a winner.
This
one's not for sale.
I very much enjoyed the story.
Yeah.
The way that it's written, because it kind of, I feel like it's written like a movie.
Okay.
In that you kind of get like that whole flashback thing, and it kind of starts as a flashback, and it kind of starts how there's something else. I honestly could even feel like a little Umbrella Academy, the way that the story is arranged, and like the backtelling and that kind of thing. I really enjoyed it.
So here's the next question. As you were reading Berserker and the character that you believe is going to be Keanu Reeves, which I'm assuming is this guy right here, what voice were you hearing of Keanu Reeves? Were you hearing Bill and Ted? Were you hearing John Wick, Toy Story 4? What was the Keanu Reeves in your head?
I would have to probably say more John Wick.
Okay.
This is a very distraught character, a very confused character.
Excellent.
I'm very interested to find out what happens.
And also, fun fact, if you don't know about Keanu Reeves, he's been married to the same lady for a very long time.
I had no idea he was even married.
And she's like, I don't know if she is or is not, but she seems to be a lot older than him. So it's a
really?
Yeah. Google.
I did not know he was
Reeves'
married.
Wife. Yeah, she's old. So
okay,
older.
Andy.
Nothing wrong with that.
Keep going.
So that was a winner. We're 1 for 2.
Okay. Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn.
What's the exact name of this?
Harley Quinn. I think they reboot Harley Quinn every 3 weeks.
Okay.
So
love this cover.
Yeah, I thought you would
love the cover.
Yep. So here's another situation where you necessarily didn't know what was going on with the 3 Jokers. So this is kind of the series. This is a spinoff from that series. Does that even ring a bell? Was there reference to the 3 Jokers and a big Joker story arc that maybe you just didn't know? Okay, well, that's good. So, did you feel like you needed a lot of recent background of Harley Quinn, or just whatever you knew about Harley, you could get into this series and start fresh?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. This is the one that bothered the interior art. Is that correct?
Here's the thing. I absolutely loved the writing.
Okay.
I found the artwork extremely frustrating. I want to give it one more chance.
Oh, okay. So this
because
is
I loved the storyline. I loved Harley Quinn. I could hear her voice in my head as I was reading.
Kaylee Cuoco's or Margot Robbie?
Maybe a mix of the two.
Excellent.
But I could hear her high, squeaky. Honestly, I was thinking a little bit to Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh,
okay. I could hear that high-pitched, squeaky voice in my head because she narrates the whole thing.
Oh, that's good.
So I could hear that as I was reading. Love the storyline.
She's back in town, all right?
The artwork is very frustrating for me.
I gotcha. So she's back in town. I don't know if there was any new characters put in here. Or not, but again, a reboot.
Batman's in this a lot.
Yeah, that's good. That's
good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the storyline.
Another great question. What Batman voice are you hearing as you see Batman?
I don't know.
Or is it
but that's
Ben Affleck, Christian
Bale,
Bale,
Michael Keaton?
Michael
Here's what I find frustrating about it. You're not really seeing anything. I think the setup for me was bad because I absolutely love this cover art. I thought I was going to be getting a bright, vibrant.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I love the Jokers. I love the Jokers on the cover.
Yep, 3 Jokers.
I thought I was getting a bright, vibrant story.
I actually kind of like that art.
So here's the thing. As far as art goes,
on the inside.
as far as art goes, I get that all art can't be the same.
Sure, it'd be boring.
Some things are art just because they're different. But for reading a story, For reading a story and wanting to see a bright, colorful Harley Quinn, you never even get a clear shot of her face.
Oh, well, that's okay.
It's always pixelated. It's always distorted. It always, in everything, even Batman is always distorted. Like, I just feel like you never get, like,
I understand.
a good clear shot. Look at this.
It's not everybody's cup of tea.
Like, you never get, like, it always feels like the ink is running. I don't know. That was frustrating for me.
Fair enough.
Somebody might love it.
Okay.
I'm going to read it one more time and see.
You're going to give issue number 2.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh, this was a big one. Everybody was excited about this. Marvel picks the rights to this back up, decides to put it into a comic, and I think this had a parental advisory on it because it was pretty gory, if I recall. So lots of variants out there. I went with the Scotty Young variant. First of all, are you a big fan of the Alien movies?
I mean, I would like to say, let's
watch them again.
Yeah, let's say yes, I enjoy the Alien movies. It's not like where Rocky, I'm like, let's turn Rocky on every day of the week. I enjoy the Alien movies. Yes, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
You know? So there's the outside. This I had to remind myself Scotty Young is just the cover artist because the inside is extremely realistic.
Yep.
So, questions?
All right. So, did you find it to be too gory?
No.
Did you find it to be too sci-fi?
Never.
Okay, that's good.
Is anything too sci-fi?
Right.
My dream last night was sci-fi. I'm starting to think I should write it down and make a book.
Maybe you should. So, next question: are you going to go to issue number 2?
What do you think?
I think you would.
I absolutely am. I 100% loved this story.
Oh, interesting.
This was amazing.
So they come in swinging. They're like, all right, we've got the property now. We're going to make sure that you are hooked, line, and sinkered.
I loved the story. I loved the artwork. And maybe...
You didn't need to watch the movies to really know what was going on, you felt like?
No, and I probably picked up IMDb 3 times while I was reading this. Just to be like, I wonder where this character falls.
Again,
I wonder
are you doing
this
that so
character
that you
falls.
could hear their voices or just...
I
don't know why I'm so
wanted
fixated
to,
on voices, but that's just...
No, it's just because I wanted to know where the history arc was.
I got you.
Did this character...
What timeline?
Was this character in one of the movies? Was this character in one of the movies?
That makes sense.
And I really enjoyed it. It's also funny that I enjoyed the art, that I enjoyed this story and the artwork, because it's also very realistic, just like Berserker, and maybe that's my thing.
Okay.
I mean, maybe that's my thing as far as enjoying a story
Fair enough.
that I can see it as a movie.
Okay, and you need lots of dialogue.
Realistic. Yeah.
And do you need lots of dialogue?
I do like lots of dialogue.
Yeah.
So this was really good for me.
Yeah, I got you. Cool. All right, so Scotty Young, good job on that cover, and good job writers and artists on the interiors.
Maybe this is next.
Okay, so this is kind of a little spin-off series of Firefly. There's actually an ongoing Firefly series. But this
Saw
is
it yesterday
new crew.
at Tallman.
Yep, new crew, basically new folks. So do you
new crew.
So do you felt like that it was time for a crew change, or do you feel like I probably needed to stay in the normal series? If go back and read the ongoing normal Firefly series. I don't even know. Maybe the new ongoing series, these are crossing over into them as well. But what do you think?
I think this book is for someone.
Not for you, as a Firefly fan.
I'm ashamed after reading this book that maybe I'm not as big a Firefly fan as I thought I was.
Well, and I think we're on issue of the normal ongoing series. We're like a normal 37. I mean, we're close to 40 issues.
So here's my thought: if you love Firefly, you're gonna love this. If you're diehard Firefly fan, which I thought I was.
Okay.
But here's what I found out. I don't need an expansion of the universe.
Oh, okay.
This is like a brand new verse.
What was it, 10 episodes of Joss Whedon's Firefly was enough for you?
No. But I could watch that universe and those characters on and on and on and on again. But where Star Wars like may intrigue me, and I'm like, oh, there's some random character in another universe of Star Wars. Yes, I want to know everything about them.
Okay.
I didn't personally feel the need for a totally different character that I'd never seen before in a totally different universe, like to find out more about how the government ran, more about that really has nothing to do with the other characters. That's where I was like, maybe I'm not as big a Firefly fan as because I didn't have a need for the dive into what was going on.
Was Josh Whedon, did he write this?
Yeah.
No.
Nope.
Josh Gordon.
Okay. I just didn't have a need for it.
I got you.
And that I'm ashamed to say.
That's okay. Don't be ashamed. Never be ashamed. All right, we've got Teen Titans Academy. I've read some mixed reviews on this. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. Red X has become a big thing. People said this is like Strange Academy meets X-Men, Xavier School. So my first question, did you feel like this was just DC trying to get into the Strange Academy, Umbrella Academy, X-Men Academy, trying to get some type of academy, and was this just a cheap way to just get a piece of that pie that's pretty hot right now of a school of mutants or
I wouldn't say
superheroes?
It was cheap. I mean, it did feel very X-Men-ish.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So my first question is, I think with these type of things, kind of like with Strange Academy, you need to like almost immediately get attached to new characters. Say, all right, I'm very interested in knowing about I don't know if he's in here or not, but Barry Allen's son. If, Barry and Iris's son is in here. I have no idea if he's really in there or not, but, I would want to know all about Barry and Iris's son if he was in this academy and how he was dealing with being in the Teen Titans Academy and following in, his Uncle Wally West's footsteps type thing.
Okay, so to answer that, I actually found no immediate connection to any of the new recruits or the students.
Was there any of them that were sons or daughters of major superheroes?
I mean, there's definitely a Flash student in here, but I don't know. It didn't say anything about who they belong to.
I got you.
I don't believe.
I got you.
What only kept my attention is the Titans that I know and love, and they're in the story quite a bit.
Okay.
And this one, I'm sure that in issue 2 it might branch off a little bit.
Okay.
So they're in the story a lot, and that's what kept my attention.
So the new, if I recall correctly, this kind of had the rejuvenation of the love between Nightwing and Starfire. Supposedly they've been apart from each other for some time, and this is supposed to kind of be...
It's not written in this issue.
Okay. All right. So are they in this at all, Starfire and Nightwing?
Absolutely.
Okay. So is there any connection between those two within this story?
Is there connection? I mean, they're the teachers at the school.
But there's
nothing going on between them in this issue. There's nothing going on between them.
I got you.
So the only thing that I would say I liked about this issue is I feel like I'm getting to watch a little bit more of the TV series.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Because I'm relating the characters, the teachers, to the characters in the TV series, which might keep me hanging on for issue 2.
Okay. So this is a maybe.
This is a let's read issue 2 and see.
I got you. Sometimes we need that.
The thing that I don't like about it, and could be controversial, some people might love this, and I know that even when I read old comics, it's the same in old comics. It doesn't matter what decade you're in. I just don't love when people write current issues into a comic and try to make it like...
Oh, you mean current political issues?
Yeah, like I just
you kind of want to be away from that world. You want to get
But
lost
I know some
in a
people might
world.
feel different, but that's me. Like I don't feel like let's make the superheroes be fighting COVID, and that's not in here, but that's not what.
you.
But like some movies always do that. Some comics always do that. Even older comics do that. That doesn't appeal to me.
I got you.
Because it really just makes me roll my eyes. I'm like,
fair enough.
Really?
Fair enough.
You know.
Because 9 times out of 10, and again, to each his own, 9 times out of 10, you're getting the viewpoints of that writer pushed
and I
into
don't care.
the comic.
I don't care what your viewpoints are. We read to escape.
Yeah, that's great. Great point. So this is a maybe. Last but not least,
here we
we
go.
have Michelangelo, which is just kind of the best of, right? It's a bunch of, history of Michelangelo.
Did this come out last month?
It did. Okay. But there's the Raphael and Donatello and Leonardo have already been out. I think we're only waiting on Splinter. So this is not necessarily really are we going to buy the next issue? It's, are we going to buy the other ones? Was this strictly just a cover play?
Hold that for me.
Yeah. Did you feel like that, you could have just been okay with a trade paperback on this?
Okay.
Now, keep in mind, hang on. Keep in mind, we have not really got into any Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics. We have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Adventures #1 at Erod's, about to go to CGC. And outside of that, this is only the second Ninja Turtle book we own, period. Okay. So this was kind of like, all right, would Lady Dorkery like to get into TMNT in the comic world?
Drew.
Yeah.
I did not read this book.
Oh.
I didn't read it. Let me explain.
Wow.
Don't be disappointed.
$5 and
Let me explain.
99 cents.
I understand this came out last month.
So we're still not, don't know if we're in the world. All right, keep going.
Stop. I understand this came out last month.
Okay.
However, you gave me all new stories to read and then what feels like a trade paperback of old stories.
Okay.
I feel like, roll your eyes at me. I feel like this should have been included in your trade paperback.
Oh, I gotcha.
This is gonna take me a month to read.
Okay, so it's not a you don't give a crap. That's what I was kind of going for.
No, so. I give a crap. I give lots of crap.
Whoa,
about Ninja Turtles. But dear my goodness. This is a trade paperback. Yeah. This is not.
Well, that's why it was $5.99.
This is not a one-day read.
So that's why it's called the best of Michelangelo.
So yeah, but there's
a lot of love for Michelangelo.
It should have been in my trade paperback.
Well, so sorry.
So Lady Dorkery is going to invest some time in this. And I just talked about myself in the third person.
That's okay. I do it all the time.
I do it like that. However, that was just fun, light reading, and I feel like this is some deep.
Hey, that's okay.
Crap.
That's what we're here for. All right. So there you go. There you have it. There's what she loves, what she's not loving. Again, maybe future hauls you'll see issues 2 and 3, and you'll be like, oh, okay, because I don't like the hauls that we sometimes do on here to just be what we're sending off to CGC, but also what we love and what we're reading. And again, we're just trying to make sure that we continue to expand our world. So that's all we're trying to do, to not just focus in on, the same old Marvel stuff, the same old slabbing. We, see what else is out there. So that's why I like some of these titles.
I love it. I think it's important to appreciate writers. I think it's important to appreciate different artists.
Now that I think about it, there is absolutely, besides Alien, which was a brand new, there's hardly any Marvel in there, so good for us. We're not just Marvel people.
Good for us. Look at us. Look at us.
All right, so there you have it. There it is. You know what we're going after next. Comment below if you read these first issues, if you're going to keep going or not. And in the meantime, go dork yourself!
Go dork yourself!